Hello, good morning, friends. My name is Professor Srinivasaya, Department of English, Government First Year College, Gubbi. This is session number 17. In this session, I am going to share some information regarding the poem written by William Wordsworth, The World is Too Much with Us. Friends, the learning outcomes of this session are to enable the students to understand the background of the romantic literature, to make them understand the salient features of the romantic movement, to enable them to read Wordsworth as a romantic poet, and also to make them interpret the poem The World is Too Much with Us as a romantic poem. Let me tell you about the major themes, important themes that we can look for in this poem. The poem actually deals with the main theme of the materialistic attitude of the 18th century humanity. As you all know, the change and modernity started in 17th century was spreading across European countries up till 18th century and the beginning of the 19th century. So man was increasingly interested in possessing the material wealth, and thereby he was slowly neglecting the beauty of nature and the company of nature. And that is the main theme that Wordsworth is handling in this poem. The other sub-themes are the dehumanizing effect of the industrial revolution on man, importance of nature to reform society, the glory of nature. ಅಂದರೆ 18ನೇ ಶತಮಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಈ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಮಟ್ಟಕ್ಕಿರುತ್ತೋ, ಕೈಗಾರಿಕಾ ಕ್ರಾಂತಿ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಕೂಡ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೋ, ಅದರ ಅಡ್ಡ ಪರಿಣಾಮಗಳು ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಮನುಷ್ಯ ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ವೆಲ್ತನ್ನು, ಐಶ್ವರ್ಯವನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಬೇಕು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿನ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಮರೆತೋಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ ಮತ್ತು ಮನುಷ್ಯನ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಒಂದು ಆಪ್ತವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದನ್ನೇ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ವರ್ತ್ ನಮಗೆ ಈಗ ಪೊಯಮಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಹೇಳೋ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಹಾಗೆ ಪೊಯಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಸುಂದರವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ದೃಶ್ಯಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಈ ಕೈಗಾರಿಕಾ ಕ್ರಾಂತಿ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಮನುಷ್ಯನನ್ನು ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಅಧೋಗತಿಗೆ ತಳ್ಳಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ವಿಚಾರ ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾಪ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವನು ಕೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸಂದೇಶ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಏನು ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸು ಹೊರಟೋಗಿರ್ತಾವೋ, ಡಿಜನ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಇನ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಕರಪ್ಟೆಡ್ ಸೋಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಹ್ಯುಮ್ಯಾನಿಟಿ ಅಂತಲೂ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಂಥದನ್ನ ನಿವಾರಿಸಿ ಮನುಷ್ಯನ ಸರಿದಾರಿಗೆ ತರಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಸಮಾಜದ ಸುಧಾರಣೆ ಆಗಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಥ್ರೂ ನೇಚರ್, ವರ್ಷಿಪ್ ಆಫ್ ನೇಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಕವಿದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಇವು ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಥೀಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಈ ಪೊಯಮಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಬೋದು. ನಾವು ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ಗಿವ್ ಯು ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ romanticism in English literature. Romanticism is an important and major movement in the history of English literature. ನಮ್ಮ ಕನ್ನಡ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯದ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದರೆ ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ನವೋದಯ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ವೆರಿ ಆಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಟಿವ್ ಟು ರೊಮ್ಯಾಂಟಿಸಮ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಲಿಟ್ರೇಚರ್. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ನವೋದಯ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ವರ್ತ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ರೊಮ್ಯಾಂಟಿಸಮ್ನ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಕವಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತಾನೋ, ಹಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕುವೆಂಪು ಅವರು ನವೋದಯ ಚಳವಳಿಯ, ನವೋದಯ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯದ ಮೊದಲ ಕವಿಯಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ವರ್ತ್. ಹಾಗಾಗಿನೇ ಕುವೆಂಪುನ ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡದ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ವರ್ತ್ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ರೊಮ್ಯಾಂಟಿಸಿಸಮ್ ವಾಸ್ ಫೌಂಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ ವಿಲಿಯಂ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ವರ್ತ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಕಲೀಗ್ ಸ್ಯಾಮ್ಯುಯಲ್ ಟೇಲರ್ ಕಾಲ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್. ಈ ಇಬ್ಬರು ಕವಿಗಳು ದೇ ವರ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ನಿಯೋಕ್ಲಾಸಿಕಲ್ ಲಿಟ್ರೇಚರ್. Neoclassical literature slowly was losing its importance because of its excessive rules and restrictions. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ವರ್ತ್ ಮತ್ತು ಕಾಲ್ರಿಡ್ಜು ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಚರ್ಚೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಥೀಮ್ಸು, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರಕಾರಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಭಾಷೆ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವರೊಂದು ಹೊಸ ಚಳವಳಿಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯದ ಪ್ರಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣಭೂತರಾಗ್ತಾರೆ. They decide to publish their collected poems written by both the writers. So, the publication of lyrical ballads by Wordsworth and Coleridge in the year 1798 marked the birth of romantic movement in the history of English literature. 1798ರಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಕವಿತೆಗಳ ಸಂಗ್ರಹವನ್ನು ಲಿರಿಕಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇಬ್ಬರು ಬರೀತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕವಿತೆಗಳನ್ನು ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಯಾವತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೋ ಅವತ್ತೇ ಈ ನವೋದಯ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಅಥವಾ ರೊಮ್ಯಾಂಟಿಕ್ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಲಿಟ್ರೇಚರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. These are the major poets of Romanticism: William Wordsworth and Samuel Taylor Coleridge. They are regarded as the senior poets of Romantic literature. And P.B. Shelley and John Keats. These were the two other younger poets of the Romantic literature. Now, after having read any poem of Romantic literature, one could draw some of the salient features. Let me tell you about what are the features of Romanticism, main features of Romanticism. Romanticism took birth at the end of Neoclassicism. The rules and restrictions, the artificiality of the language of Neoclassicism became responsible for the rise of Romantic movement in English literature. Romanticism was influenced by the French Revolution and its ideals like the love of liberty and equality. ಈ ಲಿಬರ್ಟಿ ಮತ್ತು ಈಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿಯ ಪ್ರಭಾವನೇ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಪೊಯಮ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ನೆಗ್ಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕಾಮನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್, ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯದ ವಸ್ತುವಾಗ್ತಾರೆ ರೊಮ್ಯಾಂಟಿಕ್ ಲಿಟ್ರೇಚರಿಂದ. ಇಂಪ್ರೆಷನಿಸಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲಿಸಮ್ were the very basis of romantic movement. Common man became the subject matter of literature for the first time in the history of English literature. Simple language is used to describe the day-to-day experiences of the common man. Nature is glorified as the divine, equal to God. Social reformation is possible through worship of nature. This is the message that almost all the romantic poets spread. Romanticism gave importance to imagination and emotion. Actually, imagination is the very basis of poetic creation. Wordsworth has given the famous definition of poetry based on the influence of the romantic spirit. He tells, poetry is the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. It takes its origin from emotion recollected in tranquility. Now, let me tell you few points about personal points about William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth was born in the town of Cockermouth in Cumberland on 7th April 1770 and died on 23rd April 1850. Wordsworth had his early education at Hawkshead in a grammar school. In 1787, he joined St. John's College, Cambridge. He left Cambridge in 1791 after the bachelor's degree. He toured Europe, came to Paris in 1792 and witnessed the French Revolution but condemned the ghastly massacres. Actually, this poem is the result of the French Revolution as well as the Industrial Revolution that had spread during the 18th century and the beginning of the 19th century. Wordsworth wanted to convey a message of how important is nature to man, because man has increasingly became materialistic in his pursuits, and there was a huge gap between nature and man, and he wanted the gap to be merged. According to him, the gap could be merged only by the man going back to nature and also cultivating values and coming out of his corrupt soul. Wordsworth's literary career has been classified into 4 periods. Herbert Reed had divided his career into 4 periods. The first period is before 1791. The important works of Wordsworth in this period are Descriptive Sketches, Evening Walk. The second period runs from 1790 to 1797. The works written in this period are the borderless, guilt and sorrow, Margaret or the ruined cottage, the excursion. The third period runs from 1797 to 1807. This is considered as the glorious period in Wordsworth's literary career. We can have number of works, important works, the lyrical ballads, lines written in early spring, Michael, Fountain, lines written about Internaby, Peter Bell, Lucy poems, the prelude or the growth of a poet's mind, Ode on Immortality, Ode to Duty, Highland Girl, Solitary Reaper, Affliction of Margaret, Happy Warrior, Resolution and Independence, To the Cuckoo, My Heart Leaps Up, I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud, The Excursion, and the Sonnets. Actually, this present poem, The World is Too Much With Us, is collected from the collection of the Sonnets. The fourth period, that is last period, runs between 1808 to 1850. It is considered as a period of decline. The works written in this period are Laodamia, The River Duddon, Ecclesiastic Sketches, Sonnets on the Punishment of Death, Lines written on the death of Charles Lamb, Effusion on the death of James Hogg. So this is some information and very important information to understand any poem, not necessarily about the present poem, to understand the backdrop of the socio-historical changes happening in English society, and also the personal background of Wordsworth, so that one can definitely try to make a sincere effort in interpreting the poem. I'll also give a small introduction to the poem. The poem is written in the form of a sonnet. A sonnet is a poem of 14 lines. The poem was a result of the French Revolution of the 18th century that spread across Europe. The main theme of the poem is the materialism of the mankind. Wordsworth criticizes the materialistic attitude of the 18th century society. He laments the connection between humankind and nature. He provides the readers with some of the beautiful glimpses of nature, like the sea that bears her bosom to the moon, the winds that will be howling at all hours. The poem also urges the humanity to return to nature and find eternal happiness only in the company of nature. So this is some information that I wanted to share with you, so that you can go to the poem and try to understand the very spirit of the romantic literature. Thank you.